There are people who find themselves in difficult predicaments, both financially, medically, psychologically. People don't know where to turn.
2 to 3 years ago, different rabbanim in the community felt the need that there's some sort of centralized chesed center to pull it all together. When that Achiezer emergency pager goes off, no matter what time you call, someone's going to return that call and make sure you're taken care of.
Achiezer is the 311 for chesed organizations.
There's someone there 24/7 that will be prepared to answer the call of Mila Hashem Elai.
Mrs. Lefrak was for many years the librarian here in Far Rockaway in Bnos Beis Yaakov. She was hospitalized with a mild condition which unfortunately spiraled very, very quickly out of control. My connections were very, very limited. We fought to get her the best doctors, but it was difficult. Unfortunately, Mrs. Lefrak did not make it. And we only know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu feared the Welt and wants the world. But what I did tell my supporters and my early board members was, if we are faced, chas v'shalom, with such a situation again, we want to know that we will have an even better chance of bringing that person to a full recovery. I just wish that I could have done more.
I have somebody that comes to me, has a difficulty with a child in need, needs psychological services. With one call to Achiezer, they take over, they will find the right therapist.
To have someone with such expanded network capabilities, I've had the schus of being able to help out people, not directly, but by sending them to an Achiezer. They've come back to me and they said it's been a tremendous help to them. So here's a woman who lives in the community. Unfortunately, she went through a very messy, very difficult divorce, and she has a lot of issues on her plate. It's a question of acclimating herself to the community, getting to know the right schools for her children. We have now this incredible asset called Achiezer, and they're going to go ahead and take care of bringing in the social worker and the doctors and tapping the right rabbanim, and they're going to make it theirs.
I am a Hatzalah guy. I go on calls. Love to help people. I'm a diabetic. I developed a foot problem. They said that you have a very bad infection and they wanted to do emergency surgery right there. We contacted Achiezer and they went ahead and they put me in contact with different people and put me in the right hospital.
We got him the best doctors involved in his care.
They amputated my left foot below the knee, and Baruch Hashem, Achiezer was there for support for me and my family in the hospital for about 10 weeks. They helped my wife, what she had to do, and made sure that different bills were taken care of. It was big, big, big help.
Then it came to battling the insurance companies. We fought with them. We got him into that rehab facility, and they worked with him there.
This is my prosthetic foot.
Then we got him home to Far Rockaway. Yitz now is back at work, taking care of his family, part of Hatzalah. He's helping save lives again.
I slowed down until I got my prosthetic foot, and I'm back on calls. I love going out to help people. I always want to thank everybody. Thank Hatzalah, thank Achiezer, thank you for having me here.
What I've seen from Achiezer in the last few months has been taking a person from step 1 to the nth degree.
What got me excited about the organization was that I'm going to be able to help or be a small part of helping people in our community.
The phone calls that I received and some of the other heads of yeshivas receive are incredible. It's not really our domain. It takes away from our work and it really doesn't belong in yeshiva. You need someone who's focused completely on just helping people.
And I got a phone call from a poor woman in the community. She had just flown in from Eretz Yisrael to visit her father, and she had found out that her father passed away. And she said, "We have nobody, it's just me. And how are we going to bury him without a minion?"
We got 7 guys together, Baruch Ber got the other 3.
Within literally 15 minutes, there were 3 cars traveling to Wellwood Cemetery, where they were going to do a mace mitzvah.
While we're waiting for the mace that we were there for to come, we met another gentleman, and we started talking to him, and he told us that he was there to bury his father.
They realized that this person was about to be buried all alone.
So we said, you know, we're here anyways. We're a group of 10 men. We could form a minyan. And we explained to him what that was, and we explained to him how special it is to be able to say Kaddish for your father. So next thing we know,
carried out the entire ceremony, buried the person with dignity, gave him the real kavod acharon. This person that they had just buried was a Holocaust survivor.
And it was just like a mind-blowing experience. I never in my life had a meis mitzvah, let alone 2 in one day.
And this Holocaust survivor was buried by 10 from Balabat and from our community.
And I was speaking to Baruch Berry after, I said, we never know what schus this person who passed away, that his daughter flew from Israel, and suddenly we came to help her out, and because of him, this other guy had someone say Kaddish. Who knows? Where the beginning of the story is, where the end of the story is, from one phone call, just the ball started rolling and we never know where it's going to end.
This past summer, there was a child, a life-threatening injury, and Achiezer was on the scene to coordinate the care between various specialists to make sure that one of the top physicians in New York City be contacted.
To have someone alongside us in the trenches, so to speak, to help us find the right person for the job.
Presence of Achiezer was critical in actually saving lives.
The patients we see need acute medical help. After we are lucky enough to get them in the hospital safely, there has to be someone else to step in, find them the right doctor, find them the right hospital, find them the wherewithal to pay for all of this. Very often, along with medical problems, come social problems, psychological problems, and many of these patients are not equipped to deal with these problems. And that's where an organization like Achiezer steps in and steps up.
I was one of the many dozens who responded that day, and again, I don't have to tell you, it was a tragic scene with people terribly injured.
Terror at a child's Hanukkah party after an out-of-control SUV crashes through a glass window.
Authorities say 14 people were hurt.
You see one lady, on the floor, bleeding.
I was hit by the car, probably dragged along the carpet.
It was a very traumatic experience. Emotions are going crazy. Everyone's trying to help, everyone's trying to calm you down. And after they saw all the injuries that she sustained to her head and to her hip, it was quite evident right away that she's going to need emergency hip surgery. To have the right surgeon do the surgery was very, very important to us.
I'm not exactly sure when we met Baruch Bender, but
it was like his mission to find us the best doctor to perform the surgery that was needed. And a few days later, the surgery was done, and she had a very, Baruch Hashem, a very good recovery from the surgery.
Several months later, when everything had calmed in their family and Baruch Hashem, everyone had recovered, an accident struck again.
A car cut her off, and she had to swerve out of the way, and the minivan hit a lamppost. My son had broken his jaw, and he would need surgery. It was Saturday night, Motzei Shabbos, early Sunday morning. Where are you going to find a surgeon?
We called the doctor at 5:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. By 6:30 a.m., that doctor was in the hospital, ready to operate on this young child.
We're very grateful that there's an organization such as Achiezer out there. You don't know how to navigate the medical profession. You don't know, where to find the best doctors. Had it not been for this organization, I personally would not have had the outcome that, thank Baruch Hashem, I had.
Everyone has to know they have Achiezer, that if chas v'shalom need arises, they can reach out to us.
Just like Hatzalah is there 24/7, Achiezer is literally there 24/7.
People from all walks of life, laymen, doctors, social workers, balabatim, kol yungalite, office workers, nurses, anyone, all coming together to do chesed for our fellow Yid.